We're getting another one on. Oh, come on, gosh. We are getting.
We are getting.
I can't even speak right now. I can't even speak. We're about to watch another uncomfortable one by Wani. This is the deadly neck workouts of China. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I hear neck workout, and with how bad my spine hurts right now, I'm like, you know what? That might actually feel nice to.
Well, we'll wait till you see the type of exercises they do.
Okay.
Are you experiencing a stiff neck?
Yeah.
Because I sure am. My uncle knows a lot about stiff necks. Let's see what he's up to. Oh. Okay, now you might look at this and be like, who in their right mind thought this was a good idea? No. You just don't understand that the power that Uncle Chen has on you mere mortals. Try attempting this. I don't think you can do it. Okay, so right now there's this trend in China where many elderly people are flocking to their local parks to perform these extreme exercises.
Why?
It's to the point where it makes military exercises look like a high school gym class. I mean, you turn the wrong corner and suddenly you see a group of middle-aged aunties and unks swinging from their necks like it's a horror movie. And many of them are slamming their backs, their shoulders, and even their heads directly into these trees like they're going for a concussion speedrun. Here we observe the retired Chinese uncle asserting dominance over the local trees. And don't worry, it doesn't just stop at trees. Some of them upgraded to metal fitness equipment and they started smacking their heads
They've watched
into
too
these
many
metal
Kung Fu
poles
Hustle movies.
because they think it'll improve blood circulation. Now, some of them actually proudly say that they've mastered Iron Head Kung Fu.
See?
You can literally hear the metallic clangs echoing in the park at like...
So this is like, what was his name? The one they raised as a failure? He gets beat up and he thinks he won a fight from Kung Pao. What was his name?
I don't know.
I don't remember. But yeah, it's just like, oh, how'd you like my face to foot style? And he's bleeding because he got kicked in the face. Oh my gosh. Normally I try to understand how they get to that point. Like when it's influencers, it's like, okay, they're chasing this fictional ideal beauty.
Yeah.
It's like these old people just want to go be put out to pasture. But everyone's too respectful to put them to sleep like a dog. That what are they doing? They're literally hanging themselves out front.
No, what are you talking about? They're practicing Kung Fu.
Okay.
7 a.m. in the morning, like somebody's forging swords. Now, just looking at it, it's pretty funny. Also disturbing. But exactly how did all of this start? Well, ever see those weird pseudo WeChat articles? You know, the ones with the dramatic clickbait health post titles saying something like, doctors hate this simple neck trick, or do this 5 minutes a day to cure your spine forever. Source? Trust me, bro. There's no real medical backing. Usually it's just a stock photo with someone holding their neck in pain and like a big red circle around it. And knowing how gullible the elderly is on the internet, somebody screenshots it, they repost it to their Sunday dim sum group chat, and then suddenly 500 aunties and uncles just start forwarding the same article to everybody like it's some declassified government intel, which is exactly how it spreads like a virus. First, it's swing your neck gently to improve blood circulation. Then it becomes swing your head from a strap for spinal decompression. And the injuries that occur are actually no joke. A 75-year-old woman from Jiangsu province used to bang her head on a tree every single day for 10 minutes straight. She believed this would treat her back pain over time because it builds resistance. Remember, every single day for
that's
10
not how
minutes.
it works.
I mean, that is more consistency than most people with their gym memberships. But one day she misjudged the force and actually ruptured a blood vessel, which caused her to suffer from deep vein thrombosis. She ended up in the hospital for more than half a month. This was all because she wanted to fight a tree. But the tree won. Now, doctors straight up said that even slight impact like this for elderly people can rupture bones and destroy internal organs. When you're out here pounding trees like you're trying to unlock a chakra, you might have a stroke. And we haven't even gone to the acrobatics yet.
See, that's the thing. I'm even afraid of doing something like that. I'll stretch, sure, but I'll never bang myself against something like that.
Maybe if you were a kid and you watched like a kung fu movie or something,
well, yeah,
where
your
the
body's
guy
still
was
developing,
doing,
and you can
weird things.
Yeah,
you would want to attempt those things.
Yeah, you'd climb to the roof and jump off to do a kick in the air, thinking you're gonna freeze. And there's going to be a slow motion pan around you, and then you just end up falling to the ground. I don't have any experience with that. I'm just trying to speculate what would actually happen. But yeah, I mean, it's just, I mean, it makes sense if you're a kid, but an adult, like, why? Why?
Because many of them are legit having a field day with the pull-up bars. In China, these moves are called small swings or large swings, but don't let the cute names fool you. These grandpas are out here swinging on horizontal bars like they're retired Olympic gymnasts.
Breaking their knees.
Yes, the horizontal bar, it does train your arm, your core strength, and your legs. But advanced swings require years of practice, and they're mainly for young people anyways. So, I mean, for the elderly, watching a Douyin tutorial video does not necessarily mean that you can start competing. And yet, Uncle Wang from church is still attempting a full rotation. Okay, if your hands slip mid-swing, you're not landing on like a foam pit. You are headfirst down into the concrete.
That's some
Chinese
great
medicine won't be able to fix that.
those
You
old
get the
people
whole
have got
orthopedic
their
starter pack.
swinging
Hanging
around.
upside down is also trending. We can
Yeah.
see folks here doing handstands and some hanging upside down from bars. Yeah, the pressure from the blood rushing to your head as well as your age.
Yeah, they're gonna
you see
die.
the issue. I mean, take a look at this. There's an elderly woman here sitting on
I
parallel
can do
bars
that.
looking completely
Just
calm. She claims she's
dangling my
circulating
arms.
her chi through her 8 extraordinary meridians while her
Okay, no,
legs
I
bounce
can't do that.
uncontrollably. Then there's an uncle practicing something called free pendulum.
What?
Peak innovation. Now, the 4 nations aligned. Hubei Park, Shandong Park, Guangzhou Park, and Jiangsu Park. What they came together and created was something magnificent. What I personally call crawling on all fours. Yeah. Many outskirts of these local parks have a group of seniors crawling on jogging tracks. Honestly,
but
this one
that's an
does make more
exercise.
sense.
Yeah,
because,
that's a military
Walking
exercise.
upright has been, what, overrated since, like, 6 million years ago. The idea is that you get grounded and you absorb Earth's energy. In Jiangsu, there's even
On
a
a
famous group
cemented
called
path?
the Crocodile Group.
Do it on
started
grass.
with just a few members, and now
wood.
it has over 1,000. Yeah, something straight out of your nightmares.
And they're wearing
Every
gloves.
morning in Xiangshan Mountain, they meet together, they start
Wha-
chanting rhythmic slogans, and crawl
They're
like
old
crocodiles across the track. If I was a tourist and I saw that at sunrise,
I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to. I'm impressed. I'm not gonna lie. That's impressive. That's impressive. If I could do that, I would be doing it. Cause they have like they're stretching their entire body. They're using they're moving all their joints. So
If I saw you doing that outside the house, I'm gonna lock all the doors and then you're gonna just stay out in the garden.
No, what are you talking about? I don't have hair like that. Now, if it was you have the long hair. The penguin has the long hair, which would literally be hiding her face. She'd be a horror character.
Like from The Ring.
Yeah, like that's what I'm picturing. You crawling out of a TV like this. You crawl out of a
No.
TV like this.
No.
I am perfectly fine because, well, I don't have any horror elements. But yeah, I mean, and oh my gosh, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I couldn't even do this. Respect where respect's due, right?
Sure.
I don't want to just belittle them for doing crazy stuff because I'm not even able to do it.
I'm
That's what
booking a
kids
flight
do.
back immediately.
益处：一，爬行可促进血液
What are
循
they?
环，
Crawling.
锻炼
Camels?
全身大部分肌肉，增强
Monkeys?
许多器官的功能。
Now, the group's director, Zhu Jianlang, says that it helps relieve back pain. He used to have a herniated
Why did he
disc,
have her
and
tongue
he
out?
told the news that after
I can do
crocodile
that.
crawling for like 8 months straight, he no longer feels pain. When was the last time I did 8 months of crawling? I think like I was an infant. And here's where it gets interesting. The motion is similar to doing push-ups while you're moving
Look,
forward.
he-
It reduces
he's
pressure
like
on
monkey.
intervertebral discs and helps the surrounding muscles. So unlike headbutting trees, this one might actually have some like borderline logic to it. But well, knowing Chinese netizens, they saw this as a disgrace. Our ancestors finally managed to stand up and now they've fallen down again. The crawling time and distance depend on whether there are phlegm and dog poop on them. The resident evil liquor. Honestly, pretty accurate. Giant City Ruins level 19. Now, this video here got me fuming because it's clear this girl has absolutely no respect for our fellow crocodile crawlers here. She's in the way of the track and they're just trying to get a move along. Her name's not on this road. Please step aside next time. But let's be real though, some of these elders are also the same ones forwarding these wild WeChat messages and stories in which they get invited to these Chinese
You know,
email
it would be more funny if they were furries. You know, in their costume as
That
a
would
monkey.
be funny. That would be incredibly disturbing. Especially for the, like, okay, you're a young girl. If you're out in the park recording yourself doing like a dance, and then you see 2 furries crawling up behind you, disturbing.
You'll
you
run.
see two grandparents doing a weird crawl on all fours behind you, it becomes kind of humorous.
Oh.
Because of that. What?
The microsurgery eyelid cosmetic. This is the one that I was talking about in the last video.
Oh, for the top of the eyes?
Yeah.
So that your eyes stay open 24/7?
No, so that they look more bigger. But I think them being like a furries and then doing it like it would look like a parade.
No, don't
Rather,
give
that's
furries
disturbing.
any ideas.
Stop it!
Don't give furries any ideas. They already have enough problems to begin with. You don't need to put more in their head.
They're gonna go to China and the Chinese people are gonna be like, oh yeah, we could do
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Articles and newsletter subscriptions, which usually ends up with their data being compromised. So
I
when
mean,
I'm
I
diving
wanna-
into these rabbit holes of Chinese celebrity controversies and subscribing to these sketchy newsletters, I use Proton Mail. Not using Proton Mail is like
I don't know about relief back pain. I mean,
Well, I think it will because it stretches, but doing it continuously for so long is like,
yeah, I like, so that's the same thing. It's just like for a long period of time because I need to stretch. I need to stretch for my back, for my muscles and all that. That's about all the exercise I do. Maybe at some point in time I'll actually be able to exercise, but for right now I don't really do much. But yeah, I mean, doing a bit of that, sure, because they do like a kick every now and then, which I guess would stretch their calf as well and their leg. And it seems like that would actually help because you look at it and it's like, oh, okay, maybe it'll help. Maybe it seems like it somewhat works.
I mean, it's kind of like the mountain climber thing and the Spider-Man plank.
Yeah.
Those
who
type
thought
of
this
planks,
was a good
but
idea?
I don't know.
Now we arrive. No, we march to the #1 most horrifying workout that is going viral in China right now. The neck swinging trend. Okay, who thought this was a good idea visually and physically? Many videos start circulating from Shenyang of seniors literally suspending themselves from tree branches by their heads. They first
gonna-
looped a rubber swinging rope around a branch, then they
drop
slipped their
that.
chin and the back of their heads into the strap, lifted their feet off the ground, and swung back and forth like playground swings. If you walked by without context, you would call the police immediately. Okay, now this is just an elderly thing. They don't know any better. They still believe in the traditional teachings, is what you might think. But young people have also started doing this. Many photos started circulating at a hospital in Shanghai where young people were sitting in rows and attaching their heads to these traction straps. And netizens were both amused and alarmed. Some joked about a 20-year-old with the neck of a 60-year-old. Others even started tagging their friends and said things like, hey, how about we hang out together? They were like, my colleague is always hanging around at work. And you can see here, they're all lined up, but they're still looking down at their phones. So their posture and the neck stretching just cancels each other out.
Yeah.
And after this, DIY neck swinging at home went viral. Everybody kind of started doing like their own versions and making content around it. You can tell many netizens were just joking about this, but some unironically preach this method. Now, doctors mainly call this cervical traction, which is a legit physical therapy method. A traction strap is applied to the patient's head, and then a controlled amount of force is applied to pull and gently separate the cervical vertebrae. It's mainly used to treat certain types of cervical spondylosis. And cervical spondylosis has become like ridiculously common, even like 20-year-olds, because, you know, everybody just decided to adopt the gamer posture. So yeah, there is medical research behind this. But the ones that you do at the park, yeah, no. Because let me introduce you to 68-year-old Song Lianyun from Shandong. She loved neck swinging at the park, but after all that swinging, you're gonna be tired, so you'll eventually need a break. So what did she do? She would just hang there and sleep. What do you think the neighbors thought?
She's dead.
When she
killed
danced,
herself.
they thought that she was, you know, struggling to not die. And then when she fell asleep, they thought that she had already met the man upstairs. I'm not gonna lie, this does look like a contraption from a Saw movie. Now, who's the mastermind behind all of this? The inventor, 57-year-old Sung Rongchun. He had suffered from cervical spondylosis for many years, and being inspired by hospital traction therapy, he built his own neck swinging device to treat himself at home. DIY hangman. But he didn't stop there. He developed techniques. Hanging while sitting cross-legged, hanging while swinging, and hanging while riding a bicycle.
What?
Yeah, a bicycle. And after 2 long years of perseverance, he proudly declared, I have gotten completely rid of the troubles of cervical spondylosis. And of course, others followed along in Sun's footsteps. Masters appeared, Students appeared. The students became the masters. Trust me, nothing spreads faster on WeChat than like a confident uncle with a homemade medical device. And in around May of last year, there was a really, really bad accident involving one of these exercises at the local park. Due to this accident, some parks banned the activity. Did that stop people? Of course not. They just brought their own equipment. It's really hard to regulate this or convince the elders because, I mean, a lot of them didn't really grow up with the internet. There wasn't Googling symptoms or fact-checking medical claims, so there's always that one uncle who forwards the ancient monk's secret, tap your skull 100 times daily to achieve cosmic energy type of posts. These parks are essentially like community events where if everyone around you believes something works, you're more likely to believe it'll work as well. A lot of older parents genuinely don't want to put any burden on their children because medical treatment costs a lot. So if they see any remedy or community activity that will probably relieve them from any treatments, they'll most likely try it.
Like
But you know what? I
Yeah,
respect this
that's
dedication.
more just
Like,
for the
even
movement.
me, I was doom scrolling so long that I somehow ended up on Douyin Bob. Listen, the next time you walk through a park and see aunties body slamming trees or grandpas dangling from branches like they're trapped in an infinite Tsukuyomi, maybe tell them that just a chill game of Mahjong under the shade would have been a better alternative because we don't want another one of those incidents. And I also want to thank you guys so much for 100,000 subscribers.
Oh.
Like, words can't
Yeah,
even
he's doing good.
express,
He's doing
honestly.
good.
Like, I know this is one.
Yeah, I like it. Oh my gosh. He's got some of the worst news from China. But yeah, the swinging is just insane. Absolutely insane. How can something like that absolutely get normalized? But again, it's just like what he says, like enough people around you believe something is as real, you'll start believing it too. That is true. That is true. That is absolutely true. So a lot of people are like, well, it's just like kids are growing up watching grandparents swinging in the children's park, and then they're just gonna assume that that's just normal, instead of being like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's absolutely crazy. No, they're growing up as kids, seeing grandparents hanging themselves. What happens if a kid thinks, oh, that seems like a simple contraption? They tie a piece of rope, hang it off a fan or something, and try to do the same thing. I mean, that's the thing. It's just like there are going to be incidences where a child's going to end up mimicking something that they've seen from the elderly community.
Yep.
You guys see the video? It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait, wait, Sandra.